Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review the highly requested Freddy vs. Jason. Winner kills all.
Directed by Ronny Yu and starring Robert Englund and Ken Kirzinger, Freddy, Krueger, and Jason Voorhees are back to terrorize a group of teenagers. Unfortunately, they're also out for each other. What do we like about this movie? So ever since Jason Goes to Hell, when you see the gloves come out and grab the mask, everybody wanted this movie. Did it live up to the hype?
I think it did because we had Freddy versus Jason. We do have an epic battle between the two where they're both being themselves. We have Freddy, who's just this slender, nimble character just kicking the shit out of this hulking beast that is Jason. And Jason's like a slow-moving dude that's just tossing Freddy around.
And I thought the idea of Freddy just searching the depths of hell to find Jason and to bring him back to do his bidding, and then Jason just breaking free and kicking Freddy's ass.
You have them battling in the dream world, where Freddy rules all. Then you go back to Camp Crystal Lake, and they battle again there, and you get two pretty epic battle scenes.
I felt that the whole movie was also even as far as like screen time's concerned for both Jason and Freddy as well. It didn't feel at all that it was unbalanced as far as the story's concerned.
Jason is good at chasing people down, just slicing them up, and then you get that like fun, sadistic dream world death scenes that Freddy's good at. So it was actually surprising how well they could work the two aspects into a movie.
And it was also cool how they played off of one another, where Freddy is just about to kill someone, but then Jason steals the kill. So it kind of gets that sense of motivation, like, not going after the teens anymore. I gotta stop this guy.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because you have this like this motivation for Freddy, right? Because he's this egomaniac, and so it worked well along the story and with the character.
Ronny Yu did a great job coming off of Bride of Chucky. I think he did a really good job mixing in not only the stories, but the humor as well that we've come to expect. His direction was great because we have tonal shifts between Freddy's world and Jason's world. You know when each of these characters are in control based on the lighting and the way that everything is shot.
Besides Freddy and Jason, we really did have a strong supporting cast around them. I'm a big fan of Brendan Fletcher, and I loved seeing him in this. We had a really cool Zach Ward cameo, who we believe would be an amazing Freddy if Robert Englund doesn't want to take the role. And I have a soft spot for Monica Keena, who played Laurie in this film. I thought she did a great job.
We also had Katie Isabel, American Mary herself, and we had Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child.
In the height of Destiny's Child. It's time for our favorite kills. Mine was pretty much the whole rave scene. You have Jason with a machete hacking people to death. You have this weird rave glow stick guy where he takes a huge metal pole, sticks it in him, and then just flings him 100 yards away. It's just Jason at his finest. Just having fun, kicking back, letting loose with a bunch of teenagers, getting lit on fire, and killing people. And if that's not a good rave, I don't know what is.
My favorite kill goes to Freeberg. It was just a badass setup where we have him possessed by Freddy, and the look, the attitude, holding on to those two tranks behind his back and standing up to Jason was very cool. Jason just slices him in half where his body just splits.
And my favorite kill is Trey's death, because this guy is the biggest douchebag, I think, in all of either series. This guy is just a piece of shit, and he's just laying there, he gets stabbed in the back, and Jason just folds up the bed, crushing him, and it's just fucking brutal, and it's the perfect death for such a douchebag.
What didn't we like about this movie? One thing I didn't like in this movie was the wire work. It was over the top. I know you want to seem like they're really strong and stuff like that, but it was just way overdone.
He'll like backhand somebody and he flies across the screen.
It's kind of felt like we were getting Matrix meets Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's fine to have a taller version of Jason because this is the tallest Jason that we've had. However, his skin was like pitch black.
You honestly expect a little like pink cue ball kind of thing with like some brain or something hanging out.
Yeah, because he kind of blends in with like his outfit. Like there's no definition between like neck, back of his head, and his collar.
Going on that, I thought his outfit was, I don't know, too bulky. Just it felt like it was more like covering up than showing his actual physique.
Especially if they're going for that David versus Goliath kind of thing. You would figure you want a more muscular, like defined Jason.
Instead, we get the thrift store shopper, Jason.
Though I liked how they handled Freddy and Jason coexisting in the universe, I didn't necessarily like the story outside of those two, and how everything was very convenient to them resolving their problem with Freddy and Jason. It just fell into place way too easily.
All you needed was a 70s show style situation where you got a bunch of people at a table, the camera pans around, and everybody's fucking solved the world. Another thing that I didn't like when it comes to the drug situation is Freeburg's delusion when he's faced with a Freddy caterpillar. At the time when I first watched this, I thought it was hilarious, but I was probably stoned. Watching it now, it was just so stupid, and it didn't need to exist, and I wish it didn't exist. Something else that I think shouldn't have existed was Kelly Rowland's character. She was just a bitch. She said some really off-putting things.
What kind of faggot runs around in a Christmas sweater?
I think that the sassy black woman is like, it's written into these movies as this stereotypical role, and it's just stupid.
Why don't you just make a strong black female that can just exist without being the sassy black woman?
And it's just so evident that that's what they're going for.
It almost felt like I was watching Scary Movie at times.
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
Freddy vs. Jason is one of the most anticipated films for horror fans because it's placing two of the icons that you grew up watching and pitting them against each other. And the outcome wasn't really one-sided, which was nice. It was entertaining and I really enjoyed it. There were some convenient plot points that I think didn't need to be in the film, and the side story was very weak, but it was still enjoyable nevertheless. So that being said, I'm gonna give this film 4 nose jobs out of 5.
Freddy vs. Jason was almost what I wanted. We did have some great battles between Freddy and Jason, and it was a nice combination of both universes. However, there was a lot of story that didn't need to exist, and I felt that kind of screwed with the pacing a bit. It kept cutting back to these kids trying to figure out how to kill Freddy and Jason, and I think there are other ways that they could have handled the whole movie. So that being said, I'm gonna give this 3.5 Starship Enterprise looking security rooms out of 5.
It's really hard to do these kind of versus movies and do it well because Freddy and Jason are as different as it comes when it comes to killers. So they did a nice job of balancing it, but I don't know if the story was perfect for what I wanted. Like, I didn't feel like there was as many iconic kills as I wanted, or something that just wowed me, especially for a Freddy vs. Jason movie. They did an admirable job. I just think that it was a little bloated, it was a little convoluted, but it was fun. I would still definitely recommend it, especially if you were fans of either character. So I'm gonna give this movie 3.5 Pinball Wizard Freddys out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Freddy vs. Jason, and also let us know whose side you're on. And being that a few of our favorite Jason Voorhees kills were in this movie, you should probably check out our top 10 Jason Voorhees kills of all time. Also, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.